The University Tower chimes ring in another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Maggio. Let me introduce to you our panel for today. To my left, she is a childless cat lady. It's Professor Beth Oljar. Her shirt told me so.
And a left-handed childless cat lady at that.
Left-handed.
Sacrilege.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Gifted.
That is a big deal.
Gifted.
Or just demonic.
Yeah,
Both.
well,
Both.
Yep.
Don't look so demonic.
nothing wrong with
But
that.
I still remember whenever it is you started learning cursive, so I want to say like third or fourth grade,
Yeah.
you're never going to have neat handwriting because you're left-handed.
Jeez.
And I was like, well, I'll show you, you know.
Well, I'm right-handed, and I've never had neat handwriting.
I have neat handwriting precisely because of that. It was like an act of rebellion.
Mine too.
It was very hurtful.
Rebellion makes for good situations. I don't know what else to say, you know? It's,
I was really upset by that.
yes, I completely understand that. I had to write the lowercase letter K like 150 times in second grade on the board. I was very short. How am I supposed to get up to the top of the board? Oh, jeez. It did not help,
These
by the way.
things that scar you for life and you
Seriously.
don't find out about until
No,
you're
it's true.
Well,
a little
this is
older.
why everybody goes to therapy because of their
Ask the
parents,
Professor
right?
Therapy Hour,
That's
right?
the truth. That is
And
the
they're
truth.
grade school teachers. So.
Yep. Professor Dave Chow, I'm sure, will no doubt tell us that someone said that he would never amount to anything in the world
Oh,
of illustration.
that was my wife yesterday. What are you talking about?
Marcy is too nice. To
She
ever
knows
say
me better
something
than
like
that.
Oh my gosh, stop it. Just stop it. So, how are things in the world of illustration?
Busy, very
Okay.
busy.
Illustratively.
Illustrative.
Yes, doing Ford commercials again.
And anything that we might see during the Super Bowl?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Not just yet. They've got some bids and proposals, and we'll see what happens.
All right, very
I've
nice.
thrown more bids and proposals out than I care to talk about. We'll see.
Okay. Professor Dan Maggio is here with us. What's going on, Dan?
I was short too.
What do you
In grade
was?
school. You were
Right.
You were short in grade school.
Well, I just, I had to fill the whole board before I could stop.
Oh.
It's like when you're a second grader or whatever, how can you reach the
In
top?
eighth
It's
grade,
like the
they-
Monty Python scene in Life of Brian where they're Latin on the
That wasn't like, I thought it was made up. People used to do that. Wow.
I was the third shortest kid in grade school.
Were you really?
Well, tell us, does it help with curling to be close to the ice?
I don't know. I don't curl very well, so
you have fun, though.
It
bet you
depends
do.
on how you deliver. Some deliver very a low and parallel to the ground. Others more upright. I'm just lucky to get.
Yeah, I was
not
thinking
fall
being
down.
6'10" and curling would be very difficult.
Seriously.
Like Minute Bowl would not be a good bowler, right? So
You don't have to get like a custom brush made for yourself
I do
or
not.
anything like
I do
that.
not.
So that's
Custom
good.
broom.
Yeah.
he uses a vacuum cleaner.
Ugh.
Okay, now we're going into hocus pocus territory. Professor Jim Tubbs is here with us today.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good, good.
4 weeks to go in the term. I can't even believe those words just escaped
I
my
can't
lips.
either. I can't believe we're already past midterm.
Yeah.
That just
I just
amazes me.
don't count Thanksgiving week around here. Today was the first day, November 1st. So I saw on the pacing guide that we have class the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you? It's just this is what the students want to tell me, that they're leaving town the previous weekend and skipping the whole week.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, you're very lucky that I record my lectures and hand out the skeleton notes, so you should be all right. Okay, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm like,
I
could be
won't
worse.
be here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be in the
Can't
bar.
I can't miss Thanksgiving around the table in the Bahamas.
Well, you know, a
Life is so-
family tradition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Professor Stephen Manning is here, dog wrangler extraordinaire.
Dog wrangler.
I mean, it's
It's a
basically
big
what you were
puppy.
saying.
Yeah.
You got like a bear of a dog. So.
It is a
Yes.
He is a bear.
big.
He's like a
big.
Very
bear cub.
handsome.
Oh, he's a very beautiful dog.
Yes, many.
I believe that Professor Maxwell is looking to take a look at your dog. So.
Yes, I would love to see your dog.
Okay, I will get a photo of it.
Show me the dog.
Okay, good. I was going to be pulling up a text here from Heather.
I had a Great Pyrenees when I was a kid. She was 160 pounds. So
Wow.
My friend
I had a bear.
has had three of those. Has one currently. They're great dogs.
that is a bear.
His eyes are like piercing. That's what I always say. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
We had a summer house in the mountains in North
Gorgeous.
Carolina, and right up at the
He's a
top of our street was
Looks like a
the
boy.
Billy Grahams lived. And they had two, at that time, they had two St. Bernards.
Wow.
Erasmus and Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh my gosh.
Nebuchadnezzar?
Erasmus came wandering down the street one day because we had been having a cookout and smelled the steak, and lay down on the front stoop in front of the front door, which of course we could not get in and out of at that point.
Right.
So we had some problems. Ned, their youngest son, who was 8 then, came down and tried to drag Erasmus back. That didn't work either. So we had to lure Erasmus into the back of the station wagon with a leftover piece of steak.
Yeah.
To take
That's
it home.
why wasn't that the first thought?
Wow.
Food.
That would work for
It
me.
always comes back to food.
And we just heard about Professor Danielle Maxwell growing up with Great Pyrenees. Is that
Yes,
what
the
you
Great
said?
Pyrenees, 160 pounds of fluff.
That is a
Wow.
big,
Oh,
big
I thought you were
dog.
talking
Big dog.
anatomically. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Very fluffy.
Very
Extremely fluffy. It's.
And what about your hips and your
fluffy.
ankles too? While we're at it, so.
Folks, this is a program where you can send us questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. Email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. Okay, dear professors, I hope these 20 varied questions will come in handy for your new shows, as I've had a hoot hitting the random button on Wikipedia. Oh, per Professor Mayo's suggestion. Oh, I thought everybody knew about that. Wow, that is a big dog.
That is a very large
The
dog.
random rabbit holes one is bound to find and dive into are limitless. As always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your fine show. I mean, it's a show. Sometimes it's fine.
Random rabbit holes. That kind of sounds like the discussions in my class sometimes.
Okay, bioethics. As always, thanks for allowing me to be a part of your fine show. Sincerely, Beverly Hollis of Redmond, Washington. Thanks for
Oh,
sending the
right.
questions, Bev. From the Wright brothers' flight to Apollo 11 landing on the moon, how many years passed?
69.
43?
1903
I have more
Oh,
than
1903.
Six-
Never mind, 62.
66.
66 years is what it says.
66.
Yes, that's right.
Why did I have 1920?
The singularity is coming. The singularity is coming. It just takes less and less time to do more fantastical
Oh,
things.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going down Star Trek.
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Which reminds me, did everybody see Professor Aaron Bell's
Yes.
Vulcan costume?
Yes,
His
No.
book?
amazing.
Oh, I didn't check it
I'm
out.
not friends with her on Facebook yet.
Oh, not yet.
Oh,
Not
I'll
yet.
have to have
She's a
Drew show it to
changeling.
me.
How she's a
It's
changeling.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
At any given moment, I don't think we've ever had anything like this on our show before. At any given moment, what percentage of the world is legally drunk?
Wow. 13.
No.
22.
So it's
That'd be
very
scary.
much smaller than the number 13.
Okay.
Scary.
2%.
It's very much smaller than 2.
1/2 of
Oh,
1%.
thank goodness. Okay.
I'll give it to you. It's 0.7. Based on the
Really?
current world population, that means 55 million people are legally drunk at any given minute.
Well, when you put it that way.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Well,
Why
after
isn't
the
it
election,
higher?
the number may go up.
Before, during, or after.
After.
Tuesday night.
I'm gonna look in Professor Maxwell's direction because she's not there yet. That's your hint. At what age do most Americans stop caring about pop music?
30.
I'm giving it to you. It's 33 on average. 33 is when you don't care.
What
one
do
of
they
my-
move to at that point?
That's a good question.
Oldies.
NPR.
And why
So check in with me in 6 years and see if I still like Taylor
rock
Swift.
and roll.
6 years.
why does anyone ever have to give up on
What is it?
pop
but
music? I
Maybe
mean,
the
Well,
pop
do they-
artists are like too young for them,
Or they just don't
know.
relate anymore.
Right.
Do they make a distinction between like pop and rock?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
hard to-
rock is rock. Pop is more like something that's brand new. I was reminded immediately of something one of my friends from high school posted on Facebook this last week. Don't get in my car expecting to hear new music. I don't know them songs. That covers all the bases. There you
I
go.
mean, and usually pop is softer, so fewer
Sure.
harder
Yeah, yeah,
guitars than.
yeah, that's true.
I will admit,
Mhm.
I did while I was staring at my phone, playing with my phone, waiting for trick-or-treaters. I actually watched a video of the Partridge Family.
Aw, that's cool.
because I couldn't really remember what they sounded like, and I was like, David Cassidy had a decent voice.
Absolutely did.
And of course, I had such a huge crush on him, and I wanted to be Lori Partridge. I had my little piano, and I had my little outfit. I used to put on their records and
Susan
pretend
Day
to play
was
the.
saucy, okay?
This
Come
is
on.
really embarrassing.
And of course,
I
Shirley
shouldn't say
Jones had been singing for decades.
Dave is having
Stage
heart
and screen.
palpitations. Speaking of hearts, which blood type do mosquitoes prefer more? Type O
Positive.
or A?
I'm gonna say
Oh,
You know, it says O here by over twice as much.
A.
it's the universal donor,
It's a
right?
universal donor.
But twice as much?
How did they determine that?
Well, O negative
Did
is
they
universal,
ask
doesn't
Because
it?
they got people putting their
Sacrifice
arms.
arms.
And then they kinda see which
those
way they-
boxes.
the mosquito-
Don't they prefer females?
I don't know about that.
That would
I've never heard
explain a
that.
lot.
So if a mosquito were to bite me, are they going to be hungry an hour and a half from now?
Stop it.
Sorry.
Something about the
Stop
scent
it.
or something? I don't know.
How many U.S. presidents did QE2 work with during her reign?
Oh,
Well,
11,
a billion
wasn't it?
since it, yeah.
me
Well,
see.
52. So
Truman,
Mike,
Eisenhower,
Hold on.
Count them out, huh?
Johnson, Nixon, Ford,
Carter,
Reagan,
Bush,
Clinton,
Bush again.
again, and
Obama.
Jim's running out fingers. Help.
no, I was okay,
Take your shoes off.
Obama and then Trump. The one Princess Anne didn't want to come to meet, and then
Smart
I
More
guess
like 15.
14.
So, I mean, close. It says 16 here is what it says. But
16.
you did it pretty hardcore.
Ooh, thank goodness. I'm kind of glad Jim took his other shoe off.
Counting his fingers and toes.
Oh, hopefully he didn't have to count 21.
Which is older? Think fast. The University of Oxford or the Aztec Empire?
Aztec.
Aztec.
It says the University of Oxford was formally founded around 1096 was the year. The Aztec Empire started in 1428, so technically it predates it by 400 years.
Wow.
How,
incredible.
how did you get tenure back then?
I don't know, because the first thing I think of is like, how do we know the University of Oxford was founded around 1096?
Well, it
Was there
involved
letterhead?
swordplay.
I mean, come on.
And then, so how do you incorporate the Aztec Empire? What, like go file a patent or something? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
The lady of the lake rose up and announced that she
Look.
got tenure.
You
This
can't-
is no basis for a system of government.
God.
3 NFL teams have 2 initials for their city on their helmets. What are they?
New York
The
Giants.
Giants.
Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
San Francisco.
San
Yeah.
Francisco 49ers. Wow. Right in a row. Right in a row. What was the first film to win the Razzie, a.k.a. the Golden Raspberry, which, of course, is the
Showgirls.
antithesis to the Oscars?
It was
Can you
Showgirls,
give us
right?
a
It doesn't
year?
say. It was actually way before that. And I think
Willy
this was in the
Wonka.
70s. It was even before that.
Oh,
70.
Was it Love Story?
no. What was that one with Valerie Perrine and
No?
the Village People?
Oh, my gosh. How did you know
Oh,
that? It was the Village People movie called
What
Can't
was-
Stop the Music.
Can't stop. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Valerie Perrine
You
started.
disturbed me, Dave.
Terry Garr
Deeply.
died.
Deeply.
I know. I'm brokenhearted.
I
I'm-
know.
Aw,
Gotta watch
that
Young
was very
Frankenstein
sad.
in her honor.
Absolutely.
I wanted to watch that Letterman episode where she took a shower live on air.
Frankenstein. Now, let's not mince words here. What movie garnered the most Razzie nominations the year it was nominated?
Showgirls.
Showgirls. 16 total nominations. One of the worst movies ever
It
made.
was pretty dumb.
Who was in it?
Elizabeth
Berkley,
Berkley.
and who cares after that?
Gina Gershon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
That almost ranks up there with Ogili, right? So
Yeah.
These people all have something in common.
they
Senator
Dan's-
John Fetterman, ex-Michigan and former NFL quarterback Chad Henne, and performer Taylor Swift. What do they have in common?
Is it about
Same
their
birthday.
birthdays?
Not their birth
Where they
date.
were born?
Year?
Dan's Kitchen
Where
again.
Where they were born, pretty
Oh.
close to where Dan is from.
Erie,
Pennsylvania.
Erie,
It's
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania somewhere. Yeah.
Not Erie,
Taylor
but
Swift was
Lancaster.
Pittsburgh?
it
Harrisburg?
says West Reading. I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure
that's
where
the
that
other
is.
side of it.
West Reading.
West
But
Reading.
still.
All from West
I
Reading.
didn't know that. Not being a Swiftie.
I only recognize the last name on that list.
You don't even know who Chad Henne is? I thought you were a Michigan
know
fan.
who that is.
Quarterback.
Oh, gosh.
Don't feel bad.
There's only been one host of the TV show Survivor,
Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst. Yes, that's true. People
And
say-
actually, there's actually a CCS alum on the show right now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you got to tell me who it is because
She's the
Leslie
graphic
and I
designer.
have never missed an episode.
Her last name's Lamont.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. That's cool.
She's still hanging in there. So.
There's a board game version of that.
There it is.
Because Drew kicked me off the island
Oh, for Pete's
when we
sake.
played with a group of friends. He's like, well, you were the biggest threat. And I'm like, okay, well, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
But,
That's-
but again,
that's
think
true.
about shows like that. Missing Link, or what was that show? Was that the one I'm thinking of? Weakest Link.
Weakest Link.
They would always vote off the smartest person. Missing Link, Weakest Link, it's about the same, right?
Well, Beth, when you got kicked off the island, where did you go?
To retrieve a shotgun.
I think that may
Upstairs.
have been the end of the game for me, as far as
Or the
I
marriage. Oh.
remember it.
Gosh. Who is the patron saint of sleep? I can give you a few hints here. She's
Saint
also-
Morpheus.
That's not what it says. She's also the
Danielle,
patron
who are you
saint
worshiping last
of
night?
Of what?
mental health issues.
Health issues.
Irish saint.
Saint Psychotic?
Nope.
Saint Bridget?
Nope.
Saint
Starts with-
Agatha.
Starts with a D.
Deirdre?
No, but that's great.
Dreama?
Daphne,
Dreamer.
Daphne.
I knew a Dreama. Went to high school with her.
Dorothy.
Not Daphne, but you're getting into where the original Gaelic comes from to give us a name like Daphne. I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Daphina.
Dorothy.
Dymphna is her name.
Dymphna.
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 Comfort to those suffering from insomnia and restless nights.
That's it. We got to put on the
Well,
rosary
you
bead
know,
on.
before
Yeah.
there were heavy drugs, you
Yep.
had to.
Or not enough heavy drugs.
You had dyspnea.
Say her
Happy
name 100 times.
All Saints Day.
Wait, you clutch like 100 Ambien or something like that?
That'll work.
What Michigan city was the destination for Seinfeld characters Kramer and Newman to cash in on the 10-cent bottle return? as
Was it
opposed
Romulus?
To New York's 5-cent
Oh,
bottle return.
that's hilarious.
Was it Romulus, was it?
It was
Grand
not
Rapids?
Romulus. It wasn't Grand Rapids.
Kalamazoo.
Nope.
Oh,
Saginaw.
It was Saginaw.
Saginaw,
Saginaw.
yes.
Saginaw.
Like, why would you
Why
drive,
would you drive all the way up
from
there?
New York?
I know.
But I think that the deal was that they would have been going through Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
that would
that would make sense. They would
Yes,
cross
yes.
the Blue Water Bridge.
Yep,
Yes.
exactly.
that was also the show with JFK's golf clubs.
I'm sorry. That was a great episode. Oh my gosh, that was so great. What is Argentinian nurse Violet Jessup's huge claim to fame?
Oh, she was on all three of the sister ships of, the Titanic, the Olympic, and the Britannic.
That's exactly
She
right.
was on the Olympic when it had a collision with a destroyer. She was on the Titanic when it went down, but she was saved. Then she was a nurse on the Britannic, which was a hospital ship
Yep.
when it hit a mine and sank in
Wait a
the
minute.
Aegean.
So she like the typhoid Mary of ocean?
Yeah, I
Waves?
can't
No,
believe this woman's
she-
allowed to get on
she-
board
yeah.
ship again.
She decided not to get on any more ships after that.
I was gonna say if I knew she was on the man.
She was landlocked for the rest
I'm
of
out.
her life.
Bye.
Yeah, lady, you're moving to Iowa.
Who is older, Simon or Garfunkel? I'll give you a clue. It's actually only by a few days.
Art Garfunkel.
It says Paul Simon is older.
At a 50-50 shot,
well.
we got it wrong.
Oh
We were all
well.
so convinced.
He was born 13 of October, 1941. Art Garfunkel was born November 5th,
Wait, so
1941.
how old are they now? So
41, so they're 83 years old. Does that make sense?
that doesn't
You know,
seem
And
real.
Paul Simon doesn't think, I've read, or he doesn't think Simon and Garfunkel did anything particularly extraordinary in
I would
music.
say
I'm
they
like,
did.
are you out of your freaking
So are we
mind?
I would
celebrating
say they
Garfunkel's
defined
birthday
a
on Tuesday?
generation.
I
They
agree.
were great songwriters.
We got other things to do.
Stephen Colbert now has a bit, after he does his monologue, you've seen this? The Sound of Science. And he has the two of them with their mouths going, singing.
Oh, man.
The sound of
It's pretty good,
Sound
I gotta say. Actually, I gotta bring up too, because I think we already did on a previous show, but recently, John Oliver on HBO, last week tonight, has seized upon that I voted sticker that is being given out in Michigan with the transforming werewolf. And he thinks it's the greatest thing ever, and he's having extra copies made, and he's giving them out all over the country, and I think that's great.
His most recent episode was a rewriting of Lee Greenwood's proud to be an
I
American.
think I heard this.
Oh, it was so funny.
I think I heard
It was
this.
hysterical.
Absolutely hilarious. That guy, there's something about his tone of voice.
Is that basically the only song that Donald Trump can get the rights to play at his rallies?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody else.
Which is unfortunate
Everybody
because I
else sues
actually
him
think
for
it's
playing
not
the
a bad
music.
It's not a bad
song.
song,
It's
and
just
it
so
mentions
propaganda.
Detroit.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
become of it is not very nice.
Right. It's been used as basically sort of chintzy propaganda. And
We're going to go around the table. We haven't done this in a long time, but it'll be fun, I think. I'll ask how many USS Intrepids the United States Navy has had in its existence, and everybody gets one guess.
Wait a minute. So we can't go Starfleet on this?
Nope.
Oh, God.
No Starfleet. There have been multiple Intrepids in Starfleet.
NCC 17018.
And Intrepid's a boat?
It is a boat.
Since it's the
boats.
Navy, I think
It
that's
has
a
been
pretty
boats.
good guess.
Boats. How many boats?
Not Jeff.
Jeff Boats.
4.
We got 4,
I'll go 5.
5,
13.
13,
9.
9.
When I was in the Navy, the Intrepid was the
Aircraft
Destroyer.
carrier.
was the thing in my group.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many?
Okay, so you were on one of them.
I only thought there was the one.
Okay, we got 1 and...
I'll go 3 then.
Okay, well, Beth was first with 4. That's exactly correct. It was
Wow.
4 Intrepids.
I didn't know.
So,
I guess.
so what were they? Were they all this?
Now I
well,
know.
obviously they were the same craft, right? So
No, they were. It
No.
just they
Sure.
mothballed one and made a new one.
So I'm sure there's like a wooden boat to an aircraft carrier to a puddle jumper. Or
I
something.
assume they're all aircraft carriers.
Probably.
Possibly.
I'm thinking
But
like,
they could be destroyers or a sub.
or if they could have been
who
around for
knows.
the 1700s or whatever. I mean,
We didn't have a Navy in this.
well, we Canadians still don't. So
We had pirates, we had privateers, but not really a Navy until,
No, we had a Navy in the
1812?
Revolutionary War.
but not much of one.
Well,
I mean,
no,
they
it
were
wasn't
private
very big.
mercenary ships that were pretty much.
okay, how many Merrimacs were there, right?
That
Well, there
was,
was
the
at
Civil
least
War.
one.
If you got in trouble on my boat ship,
Yes.
which was a destroyer, you were highlined, which means you were put in this bucket and, across the water, churning water below you, to the Intrepid, which is where the brig was when we were out to sea.
Please.
And that's where the Marines were. The
No,
Marines
thank
were
you.
the,
So you were in a carrier group?
yeah,
No, thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Boy.
That'll keep you fly, on
It was
the
nice.
straight and narrow.
I can remember at night when you weren't on duty, sitting on the deck of my boat, destroyer, watching planes land and take off from the aircraft carrier right across from us.
Cool.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
But what?
Yeah, the way they trap those things with that big
Oh.
giant rubber band,
Yeah,
cable.
that's
pretty
cool.
impressive.
That's very cool.
Professors, how many years did the Maxwell Motor Company last until it was acquired by the Chrysler Corporation?
12.
21.
It was 21 years exactly.
21 years exactly.
1904 to 1925. How many minutes until Stellantis goes completely out of business?
Or how
That
many
was
more,
the next question.
how many more
I'm
minutes
joking.
before the Chrysler Corporation loses that badge?
Well, that's what I'm getting at right now.
Yeah.
Because the UAW has got Stellantis in their sights right now.
Well, just what about the Chrysler nameplate itself?
Right.
And they're only making the Pacifica right now. It's
That's
the only
right.
vehicle.
That's right. 90%. We've definitely never had this one before. 90% of the world's lentils come from what country?
And it's not France.
It's not the United States and it's not France.
Brazil.
India?
Canada.
India.
My homeland.
It's Canada.
Saskatchewan.
Oh,
It's Saskatchewan, the land of lentils.
It's the-
That's why
The
I looked up
land
the
of
map.
gas.
kidding.
You don't have a Navy, but you got beans.
Darn right. We will gas you out.
No Navy, but we got beans.
So, if you go to Saskatchewan, is that part of their kind of cuisine?
No, it's the
Or
big
do they
bread
just
basket.
export them
They have
all?
poutine on one side.
Yeah, they have poutine
Lentils
on
on
one
the
side.
other.
Cheese curds in Alberta.
Poutine on
and
one
gravy
side.
over in Manitoba.
Dan, the way I thought about it is,
Lentils
if
on
I
the
was
other.
watching like Food Network, there's a lentil festival somewhere.
Sure.
I mean, it's just
There's gotta be.
There's a prune festival in California.
Ooh.
Well, and you don't need a Navy.
I don't even want to know what the
because,
porta johns are like.
The British protect you, so
For old
you're still
folks.
part of that Commonwealth,
know.
right?
Yeah.
I just wonder what
We got
this
canoes.
prune looks like.
A prune juice chaser.
In general, titanium is considered to be too expensive of a metal to use in the manufacturing of automobiles. But one model make and model says, "Not for us. We think it's great to include titanium in their exhaust systems due to heat resistance and great strength." What haughty make and model uses titanium in its exhaust system?
Aston Martin.
Porsche or Lamborghini.
You know, it is
Seems
not
like
a luxury car.
Oh,
It is a sports car.
Your Ford Flex.
I was gonna say the Flex, yeah.
is it a Porsche?
Corvette.
Mustang.
It's the Corvette. Dan's on a roll. Yeah, it's a Corvette. I mean, I
It's
don't
American.
know what model year it is, but they say they use titanium, so that's kind of a big deal.
In the exhaust system.
What was the name of Sir Ernest Shackleton's ship on his ill-fated Antarctic trek?
Oh, I
What
know
was this?
What was this?
It's a great name, too, for a ship.
It is.
Endeavor.
It's like running into a woman named Patience. It's
Wait a
just
minute, are we gonna start doing naming ships that start with I
Is
again?
it called the Lucky Lady?
Is
The
it
Ice Queen.
Is it the ship that was in National Treasure that they found? Is that?
No, the Charlotte. I thought of
Okay.
the Charlotte, too. But the joke I was going to make is
It wasn't the-
everything's going to be all right.
No, it's not the Intrepid, was it?
It's also the Intrepid.
It's not the Intrepid.
It's not the Incontinent.
No. Will you stop it?
He has a
It's like
wife, you
Arctica or
know.
something.
Shackleford.
What was that?
Like
Pretty good at
Arctica.
the ship.
No, it's nothing having to do with being
was a-
cold.
Not the Beagle.
It's a classic, old school, basically English, style name for a
Eleanor.
ship.
The HMS.
HMS.
Yeah.
Not,
Something.
not a woman's name.
Oh,
Olympia.
Starts with an E.
Endeavor.
No, but
Eleanor.
so
Endgame.
Excelsior. No.
the end game. The
Yeah,
Excel-
right.
Eggplant. The
You've, like,
Echidna.
You're
Ed-
dancing all around
Edgar.
Ernestine.
The
Elizabeth.
Esmeralda. No, no, that's not.
Eggplant.
So it is a, gosh, I'm trying to think of the right
Intrepid?
collective. I mean, yeah, forget it.
So it's kind of a,
Endeavor?
it's a noble name.
We said that already.
We had Endeavor, but
Excellence.
that's about as close as we're going to get it.
The Enterprise.
It was the Endurance.
Endurance. That's it, Endurance. I knew it started with EN.
When I
but
was
that's
looking
as far
over
as
at
I could
Dan,
go.
like the everything's going to be.
the Erie PA.
Oh my gosh.
They have
that
a
was-
wonderful display of that at the
Wait, for real?
zoo.
Oh, no
We
way.
went to the Detroit Zoo a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
the
like art exhibit, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have-
yeah.
that's right.
They have pieces of the Endeavor or an Endurance?
No,
the
no
history
pieces,
of it.
but the history and a
History.
lot of black and white.
Wow.
There was a guy on that, I think his name was Mackey, took a lot of photographs.
I saw the photographs. I don't know who took them, but
I think it was a guy named Mackey.
Aren't they
A
putting
lot
in a bunch of
great
like
photographs.
trails and
They are,
nature
they're adding
stuff in the
some
Perhaps
zoo?
we
zoo,
should adjourn
yeah.
to the zoo.
zoo trip.
Yeah, it's time to
Hey,
go
Matt,
check the zoo.
We should go
I asked
tape
years
there.
ago, but have you gone to the Penguin House yet?
I mean, I will tell you, quite frankly, considering 3 kids, 3 young kids, we went to the zoo every 10 seconds back in the day. But the bottom line is I have not been to the zoo since the pandemic.
Wow.
Yep.
I've never been to the
I haven't
Detroit
either.
Zoo.
We
You've
hadn't either.
never
We
been
hadn't
to the
either.
Detroit
I know,
Zoo?
that's
Oh,
really
it's a
terrible.
great
We're
zoo.
getting in the car. We're going there right now, and then we're going to Browners. There has been, and I think this is a fantastic way to use our final minutes here, this bit on the radio show I listened to where someone admitted that they had never been to Browners, but they are a lifelong 40-year-old Detroiter. And so it's a little bit of a, gentle joke. It's just sort of like, what is something that, as they say, you lose your Detroit card because you haven't done or seen? And I wondered what your reactions to that would be, because
You haven't been to
Browners?
Motown.
I
to-
have never been to the Motown
to West
Museum.
Grand
Oh, that's
Boulevard.
wonderful.
I haven't either.
Oh my
To
God.
go back there to Studio
We'll
A
go
and
together.
think about
Okay.
all of those groups that had
you
to
should-
reserve time to record in there.
It's true.
And the floor
Yeah.
worn away in the engineer's booth because
Yeah.
they were all keeping time. And
Yeah.
I mean, you get to
That's
be in the
cool.
studio or Diana Ross and the Supreme. It was so cool.
We
That's
had a
something.
guest.
The Temptations
We had a
and the
guest
Four
for that wedding in September. I tried to go and you couldn't get in.
Yeah, it's
For-
like booked a lot.
I mean, I think you
Well,
had.
they've just renovated and added a huge section to the back of it,
Yeah.
but they've kept the original building intact where Barry Gordy lived upstairs and
Right.
Right,
had the
right.
studios downstairs. But
I think you got to get tickets way in advance.
yeah, it's
Yep.
To go.
well, it was closed for a good while they were renovating, so
Yeah.
built up.
So handsome.
Yeah, so what do you all think? What's something that,
I guess the new thing is the Michigan train station, if you haven't been there.
yeah,
The
I
DIA,
don't know.
yes, I
that'd
wanna
be a
see
good-
that.
DIA's on the list, I'd say, absolutely.
Tamales place.
Tamales. Yep.
Which one? I give you a list.
Evie's. We go to
Evie's.
Evie's.
See, I also told her about Tamalaria, the Nuevo.
You gave me lots of
Yeah, Nuevo
recommendations.
Leon.
I'm very
Yeah,
excited
I
about
understand.
this.
I'd say the Dawson Museum in Belle Isle in general.
Oh, I've been there
Great place to go.
many times.
Sorry, my wife works there, so I.
Oh, you're trying to think of places people haven't been?
No, it's like
You
Something
lose
where
your Detroit card,
If we
your
find
street
out you
cred.
haven't been there, we
Oh,
start
I
to doubt
see.
whether you're a Detroiter.
It's like me
you know.
not having gone to the zoo.
Having gone-
Yeah.
Pewabic Pottery.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense.
I haven't been to any of these places.
How about Belle Isle
Oh,
in
yeah.
general?
Yeah,
See,
Belle
police
Isle in
was here.
general.
Belle Isle
yeah.
in general.
See,
Bronner's, I mean, I would hate to say this, but on the top 10 for the state, I'd
Okay.
say Bronner's is probably on the
Mackinac
list.
is
Mackinac is up there.
Is
Yeah.
Is it
Frankenmuth
like Culver's
separate
is
from
in
Bronner's?
Wisconsin?
Bronner's.
Bronner's?
Frankenmuth.
Bronner's
No,
is,
Bronner's
Christmas
is
stuff.
everything Christmas
Oh.
And
until
they
you're
have a
sick of
Halloween
it.
section.
Is it
where
in
we go.
Frankenmuth or?
It's in
Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth.
Okay.
That's
It's
right.
next to the outlet mall.
You know what? For
think
being
I've
near
been there.
Frankenmuth and in the German area, they don't have any traditional German ornaments.
Rathskeller and stuff.
So
Yeah,
I
know.
really don't
Yep.
like.
food,
I don't
right?
like
Potato
the
pancakes.
ornaments that they have.
No, it's true. That's
Would much
absolutely
rather
true.
get like the old wooden
Yep.
German ornaments, but they don't carry them.
Either that or, I don't know if you ever checked it out, Dan, but check out their catalog because they get a ton more stuff in the catalog than they do.
Oh,
in the store.
okay.
Yeah, they
Right.
import stuff from all over
Now
the
it's
world.
possible they have them and I miss them because it's kind of big.
3
Kind
football
of.
There's a
field,
lot going
3
on.
football
Kind
field
of.
Christmas decorations.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Actually, now that I realize I'm getting a vibe that you haven't been there, we're definitely going to Bronner's.
And
And
you
we're getting
gotta-
fried chicken.
You gotta
I
go
love
get
there.
some roasted chicken
And
too.
how
while
much
you're
Yes.
glitter are you going to walk out there attached to you?
That's the best part.
Well,
Oh,
I-
no.
Loves Christmas decorations.
I do.
No,
Dan and I have
no.
a weakness for Christmas decorations, which is part of the reason why we're such good friends.
I have so many though I can't.
Oh, okay, just to let Danielle know, in the arts and crafts community, glitter is considered the herpes of the crafts community. So.
Put it in the same category as
glitter
comic
is
sans.
considered the
My nieces
herpes.
and nephews this year, they put glitter in my birthday card. And I opened it up in the car, not knowing there was glitter. And I love it. It's everywhere. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's good
I got
good for
it.
you.
Get
I'll show
disco
you.
car.
Disco car.
Professors, I'm so sorry. Our time has come to say goodbye. Danielle,
Adios.
Stephen,
Goodbye.
Jim,
Farewell.
Dan,
Goodbye.
Dave,
See ya.
Beth,
Bye.
and now these words from University of Detroit Mercy.
You can email Ask the Professor at atp@udmercy.edu or visit the Ask the Professor Facebook page.
Ask the Professor is produced and directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.